Dear President, Rector, Excellencies, fellow students in Bruges and Natalie. Je veux commencer par l'histoire d'une femme qui me fait sentir vraiment européenne et qui m'a inspirée à venir au collège. Vous connaissez peut-être son nom grâce au bâtiment principal du Parlement européen à Strasbourg, Louise Weiss. Elle était infirmière, journaliste et militante française pour les droits des femmes et l'intégration européenne. En 1979, à l'âge de 86 ans, elle a été élue au Parlement européen. Et elle était vraiment une grand-mère de l'Europe, comme l'appelait Helmut Schmidt, l'ancien chancelier allemand. En tant qu'Européenne convaincue, elle a appelé les peuples d'Europe à être unis non seulement par intérêt économique commun, mais aussi sur la base d'une culture commune. And it is this common culture we would like to focus on today. Because this common culture and the interest in Europe is the reason why we, 343 students in Bruges and 134 students in Natalie, are here together at the College of Europe. I would hereby like to greet our fellow students in Natalie. We hope that we will get the chance to meet you in person this year. During the past 1.5 months, we have experienced so much together. We have grown so close, especially emotionally, much closer than without a global pandemic. We have literally taken care of each other while being in quarantine or isolation. We brought each other food, and we ran to the pharmacy or in the supermarket. Some of us have been in quarantine for 3 weeks or even longer. And I think I speak for everyone here when I say that you're not alone. We are not just providing each other with food, but we are providing each other with psychological support. We are all in this together. We have been standing together, we've had online quizzes, workouts, and dinners, and we will continue to stand together in the future. So if you think about it, we have already created some sort of common culture while being in quarantine or isolation. When we were in quarantine for 2 weeks, going to the student restaurant at Garenmarkt was what we were looking forward to all day. Not because of the food, although we would like to thank the chef here for his efforts, but because we were able to be outside and see other people. Yes, it was the same work for 14 days, but hey, at least we could get some fresh air and a glance of our fellow students behind their masks. So what does this show us? It shows us that we came here to get to know people. We came here to make friends. And although this was rather difficult until now, we still have the whole year ahead of us. Which again brings me back to the topic of common culture. A common culture in your new normal. Until now, this year has not lived up to the expectations of our normal year at the College of Europe, as we, for instance, could only have a very small circle of contact, and we could not travel around freely. However, I would say that among all the places that we could be in right now, the College of Europe is the best place to be. We do see each other every day, and we know that we have our friends in the residences that would help us no matter the circumstances. Imagine being in a small apartment in a big European city with only online lessons, all alone without your fellow students. At the college, we still live, eat, and study together. Yes, we did have 2 weeks of quarantine, but we waved at everyone we saw in Garenmarkt, and now we do even have several classes in person again. So as cliché as this may sound, we will be the ones who went through Corona together. And in 20 years from now, you will still be friends with your quarantine buddy. So moving from Garenmarkt to the future of Europe. Mr. President, we would like to thank you to have come here under the circumstances of a global pandemic to share your ideas on Europe with us. Obrigada. I believe we all came here because we wish to shape Europe's future. Climate change, Brexit, and the economic downturn, only some of the challenges the EU is facing nowadays. I came to the college thinking that all students will have the same views, but that's not true at all. We all wonder what Europe will look like in the future and what purpose the EU will have. We don't know. What I have learned from the conversations here with fellow students is that there are many different answers to these questions. Depending on the background, these can vary quite a lot. But isn't this the beauty of the college, that all these ideas come together in a melting pot? In 1 year, we will have a much bigger understanding of other views and cultures than 1 month ago, and that, although we wear masks all the time. Europe will not be held back by quarantine. Europe needs to be inspired by new ideas. Even the founding fathers and mothers did not know what the EU will look like in 2020 when they created the European Steel and Coal Community. Because Europe is a process that has still not stopped. We are still in it. And it is the common culture that we create here that will help Europe grow forward in its process. The EU will probably not look the same in 10 years, but that's not a bad thing. We are constantly shaping it to make it better, whatever this means to each and every one of us. So again, I would like to refer to Louisa Weiss. We need to create a Europe in which we're unified, not only because of shared economic interest, but because of the European values that define our common culture. This is why we came here. We want to make a Europe where people feel like they belong.